The rise of Victoria's Secret models who changed the industry. Imagine walking through a world of glitter, angel wings, and blinding camera flashes. But behind all the glamour hides a revolution. What if I told you that Victoria's Secret models weren't just beautiful women in lingerie? They were the ones who changed the entire fashion industry forever? This is the untold story of how the angels rose and rewrote beauty itself. 1. The birth of a fantasy. How Victoria's Secret created icons. Let's rewind to 1995. Victoria's Secret wasn't just selling lingerie, it was selling a dream. When the brand launched its first televised fashion show, it instantly became a global sensation. Supermodels strutted down the runway wearing diamond-studded bras, jeweled wings, and million-dollar smiles. For the first time, lingerie became a spectacle. It wasn't just about what you wore, it was about how it made you feel. The Victoria's Secret fashion show turned into a cultural phenomenon, blending high fashion, pop music, and Hollywood glamour. And at the heart of this fantasy were the Victoria's Secret angels. They weren't just models, they were celebrities, global icons who symbolized power, femininity, and allure. From billboards to commercials, they ruled every screen, making the Victoria's Secret runway the dream destination for every aspiring model on Earth. 2. Tyra Banks, the trailblazer who shattered barriers. In a time when beauty standards were painfully narrow, Tyra Banks walked in and rewrote the rules. When she became one of the first Black Victoria's Secret angels in the 1990s, she wasn't just modeling, she was making history. Tyra brought a different kind of energy, confidence, charisma, and an unapologetic personality. She wasn't afraid to smile, laugh, or show attitude on the runway. And when she became the first Black woman to wear the iconic fantasy bra in 1997, it was more than just fashion, it was representation on a global stage. Tyra's influence broke open the doors for future models of color. She later used her platform to create America's next top model, mentoring a new generation and proving that real beauty is diverse, dynamic, and fearless. She didn't just wear the wings, she gave them meaning. 3. Heidi Klum, the angel who turned runway into empire. Next comes Heidi Klum, the German supermodel whose smile became the face of the brand. She joined the Angels in 1999 and instantly became a fan favorite. But Heidi wasn't just a pretty face, she was a business mastermind. While other models were focused on fashion shows, Heidi built an empire. She became the host of Project Runway, created her own fashion lines, and became one of the first supermodels to fully transition into television and business. Her confidence and charm made her relatable to audiences everywhere, proving that models could be entrepreneurs, creators, and moguls. Heidi showed that a Victoria's Secret angel could soar far beyond the runway, all the way to global influence. 4. Gisele Bündchen, the supermodel who redefined sexy. Then came Gisele Bündchen, the Brazilian beauty who redefined what it meant to be sexy. At the time, the fashion world was obsessed with the heroine chic look, thin, pale, emotionless. But Gisele brought something completely different: warmth, strength, and life. Her walk was confident, her energy magnetic, and her aura empowering. She embodied natural beauty, tan skin, glowing confidence, and that unmistakable Brazilian bombshell spirit. When Gisele became the highest paid model in the world, she proved that healthy and powerful could be sexy too. She helped shift fashion away from lifeless perfection toward authenticity. Gisele didn't follow beauty standards, she set them. 5. Adriana Lima, the heart of Victoria's Secret. If Victoria's Secret had a soul, it was Adriana Lima. Joining the brand in 1999, Adriana became its longest-serving angel, walking in nearly every show until 2018. Her fierce walk, sharp gaze, and captivating presence made her an audience favorite. But beyond the lights, Adriana was known for her discipline and work ethic. She trained intensely, prepared meticulously, and inspired millions through her commitment. For nearly 2 decades, Adriana represented what Victoria's Secret stood for: strength, mystery, and timeless beauty. When she took her final walk in 2018, the crowd stood in ovation. She had become more than a model. She was an era. 6. Alessandra Ambrosio, the perfect balance of glamour and realness. Another Brazilian icon, Alessandra Ambrosio, brought a different kind of magic. She joined the Angels in the early 2000s and quickly became known for her elegance, charm, and approachability. Alessandra didn't just walk for the cameras. She connected with them. Her smile made the brand feel human. Her warmth made it relatable. Off the runway, she became a mother, showing that you could balance fame, family, and career, and still look unstoppable. Her final show in 2017 was emotional. A farewell to a woman who perfectly embodied both grace and grit. 7. Candice Swanepoel, the next-gen angel. When Candice Swanepoel joined Victoria's Secret, she brought fresh energy to a new era. With her South African roots and radiant presence, Candice became the face of the 2010s Angels. Her elegance and versatility made her the perfect bridge between the old and new generations of models. And when she wore the $10 million Royal Fantasy bra in 2013, it symbolized that she had become one of the most iconic angels in the brand's history. Candice's journey reflected evolution, showing how the Victoria's Secret legacy could still shine in a modern, changing world. 8. The fall of the fantasy. Industry shifts and controversy. But every rise has a fall. By the late 2010s, the world had started to change, and so had the definition of beauty. People wanted diversity, representation, and authenticity. Victoria's Secret, however, held tightly to its old formula: impossibly perfect bodies, fantasy-only marketing, and little inclusion. The world called it out. The once glamorous fashion show started to feel out of touch. In 2019, after more than 2 decades, the Victoria's Secret fashion show was officially canceled. It was a shocking moment, the end of an era that had once defined beauty for millions. But maybe it was also necessary. 9. Rebirth, redefining beauty in the modern age. In 2021, Victoria's Secret made a bold move. They retired the Angels and introduced the VS Collective, a group of diverse, inspiring women from around the world. No more glittering wings or fantasy bras. This was about real empowerment. The new ambassadors included women like Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Megan Rapinoe, and Paloma Elsesser, representing strength, diversity, and individuality. 10. The legacy of the Angels, how they changed the world. Even as the brand evolves, the legacy of the Victoria's Secret Angels still burns bright. They were more than just models. They were symbols of ambition, courage, and transformation. Tyra showed the power of diversity. Heidi proved that beauty and business can coexist. Gisele reminded the world that confidence is the new sexy. Adriana embodied dedication and strength. Alessandra balanced glamour with humanity. And Candice carried the wings into the modern age. Together, they built an empire of beauty that the world will never forget. They didn't just change Victoria's Secret, they changed the industry itself. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more.